What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the PickleJar Podcast. I know it has been a minute since we've been here, but hey, check it out. We have webcams now. There's actually something to look at. For those of you tuning in on Spotify, thank you for listening to our beautiful voices. We're here with the one, the only, the mastermind behind the FiveM community, KingMay. You guys know him from FiveM. He's sweet cheeks in the video.
Oh, thank you, Dalvin. Thank you.
And he's a Twitch streamer. You can find him, all of his information down below. Check out his YouTube as well. Show him some love. And let's see what we can push his follower count over. I don't know what you're at right now, but we'll see what we can get you to within a few days, huh?
I don't watch the numbers, man. Don't watch the numbers.
That's respectable. So, KingMay, it's good to have you on the podcast here. We're just going to sit down. We're going to chill. We're going to relax. But real quick, tell the people about yourself.
So, my name is KingMay. If you all don't know who I am yet, if you guys stop into my stream, you might hear me say, welcome into the KingMay community. So, I'm all about the community. My stream is not always just about, hey, come and watch me. It's about come and talk, come and hang out. We're all there together. We're all hanging out. And I try very hard to, memorize everybody that comes in. So, come and say hi, actually hang out, actually chat, because everybody else that's in there that's chatting, man, we all just want to chill, talk about our day. So that's why it's the KingMay community. So it's a little bit about me. Streams mainly, I mainly stream Farming Sim and do a little bit of Call of Duty, did GTA here and there. I don't know. Try to spread it, but mainly Farming Sim. So,
Awesome. I love that your main focus is community. I think that's something that is very valuable, and it's something that I think more people that are in content creation should focus on. I think it's a very strong market, and I think obviously, it's the way to go. Without your community, there's nothing else, right?
I mean, the way that I thought about it coming into streaming is that, I'm sitting here, I'm watching all these great streamers. I'm watching Tim the Tatman. I'm watching Dr. Disrespect. I'm watching Dr. Lupo. I'm watching, you name it. I'm just watching them and watching their streams, and yeah, it's super enjoyable, but, you start to kind of pinpoint where, this is, I want to stream. This is kind of something that I want to do. Where do I fall in line? But what is my niche? And, you got Dr. Disrespect. That's his character, man, right? He plays that very, I mean this very respectfully, but it's the me, right? You got Tim the Tatman, very, very cool and whatnot. But my thing is, where's the community? I want my stream and I want my community to be about us. And it's kind of the same thing that, let in with our FiveM server. It's about us. So that's always been my base. And I don't always see a ton of it on Twitch. And don't get me wrong, there's probably plenty of people out there that are, and maybe I just haven't seen them yet. Twitch is growing. It's unbelievably growing. And there's so many people on there streaming. It's very, very easy to stream for a lot of people. So I don't know. It's one of those things that maybe is just not enough. So I want to be another voice of that. Come in. Let's all hang out. I'm not just here trying to entertain you. I mean, in a way, yes, I am. We're chilling. We're playing Farming Simulator most of the time. But I don't know. It's just kind of one of those, I feel, untapped sort of things that I try to focus on, because every person that's come into the stream thus far along my journey, it's been a growing thing. If they come in, if they actually hang out, if we get along, that's my community. That's the KingMay community. If you come in, if you join my Discord, a lot of people on our FiveM server, we've been friends for a long time, and a lot of us met because I'm just sitting here. I'm just a guy hanging out and playing Farming Simulator on Twitch. So so far that community base, it's been strong. It's been strong. And it's one of those things where I care about every single person in here, and a lot of, everybody in my community, we all care about each other. So it's just, I don't know.
So it sounds like community is a very large part of the FiveM community that you are I believe a founder with. Was that one of the founding principles? Is that kind of one of the driving forces behind starting that community, the FiveM community, the Southern Justice RolePlay?
Yeah. So starting up FiveM, the Southern Justice RolePlay community. Starting up that, it was mainly, it honestly, it started as a dream. It started as, this is something that we would like to do. We think it would be pretty cool if we did that. And honestly, the idea came because of, actually, let me find the game right now. Flashing lights. So flashing lights was a thing, and it came out, and all, there was a few of us were hanging out, and we're like, what is this game? What's it all about? Let's try it. We start playing it, and we're chilling, and we're hanging out, just whatever, handful of friends, and we're playing, just laughing it up, and I'm streaming, and we got clips from it. And we're all just dying laughing, hanging out, and then that turned into, well, have you heard of FiveM? Have you heard of LSPDFR? Have you heard of this? Any of this stuff? And at that point, I felt like I was so far behind because I never heard of any of it. I thought nothing of it. My buddy brought it up probably like another month later. I finally was like, what is this LSPDFR? I downloaded the files, started building it, started doing all that modding and all that kind of stuff, and started learning, like, how do I set up LSPDFR? And that kept growing, and I'm like, okay, what is FiveM? And we all just kind of kept talking about it. What's FiveM? Like, what is this all about? Well, let's just join a server. So we did, and learn some things that helped us along the way, but we parted ways. So aside from that, we decided to move on. Like, you know what? Let's try and do this on our own. So when we built it, we built the founder team. So the founder team is myself. It's another gentleman in the community. You'll know him as Captain America, and the other one is Hill. So you're gonna know him as Director Hill. So the three of us, there was a fourth at one time too, but we ended up parting ways, but the three of us, we still stuck together, but it's not just us three. So it really was a group of us. And when we started it and we actually said, look, we've got a server, let's try and build this thing. At some point we had to, kind of decide, all right, who's actually going to step forward and take the blame, if you will, if something goes wrong, right? Like, we're going to take the most responsibility, but all of us care. All of us want it. So it's all community based. It's all community driven. So we have the founder team, we have the owner team. Owner team also consists of DJazzy K, consists of Prime Vortex. You'll see him in there as well. And that's the main group right now. And I mean, it's not just that though. It's a lot of people putting in voice, putting in care, putting in time. A lot of people coming together that, man, they just really want to have fun. And when we built this, when we grew it's been one of those things where all we've cared about is us, who we are, and our principle, our drive is, our goal is let's just have fun. There's so many servers where people are on there and people are just very directive. You get on there and I feel like you join a roleplay community, and sometimes you don't just have fun. I mean, no matter what, any roleplay server that you join, there's some rules, and some are more basic, some are more advanced. If you follow the rules though, you can really just join in with some people and have fun. And our goal is to keep rules simple, follow the very simple rules, and especially like with civs, really with civs, I mean, you obviously, with you joining the community too, you've noticed it. How many rules do we really shout out? It's like 2. Man, you know, don't go crazy on the 1080s. You know, if you gotta, you know, we have mods in there, use them. We have awesome bikes, awesome car. I mean, there's 70 some odd civ cars that we got in the server right now, and it's still growing. Don't get me wrong, it's a building progress. It's always growing, evolving. But use them. But our rule is, let's try and keep some realism to roleplay, and the main reason is, you know, for growth. For you never know if somebody's in there and they're recording, they're trying to make something look good. Keep it real, but that also helps with roleplay because it makes the roleplay better, challenges you a little bit to think, right, and be creative, get out of your mindset and really apply yourself, right, and get better. Makes better roleplay, therefore makes it more fun, right? But it's kind of one of those things where, you know, one rule, don't go crazy with 1080s, and that, I mean, other than that, you know, our rules are light. So if you just respect it, respect us, respect the people in the community, and you're just there to have fun, that's what we focused on. That's all we care about, is a bunch of people getting together and just simply having fun and relaxing.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I've been in an alarming amount of FiveM communities. I have known many people from very small to extremely large communities, and I have to say, two huge compliments to the community that you all have managed to build so far. One is, for the community of this size, it is probably one of the most active communities that I've come across for this size. You know, having roleplay on, you know, a few days of the week, you have more people in than communities that I've been in that were much, much larger. And it's everyone that seems to join, it's a very enjoyable experience for most. I would say a good 98% that join, I would have to imagine, have an amazing time. It's probably the least toxic community in FiveM that I have been a part of, and I think it's that community effort and the understanding that, I mean, when you say you barely have rules, I mean, yeah, the rules are there. They're basic. They're common sense. But I've been in communities where they're almost a dictatorship, and like you mentioned, you have there are custom vehicles, so there are modded vehicles. I've been in communities where people would request a vehicle get put in, the vehicle gets put in, people try to ask for the spawn code of the vehicle, and the people in power say, "Oh no,
you don't." That's under the admin category.
Yeah. They're like, no, you don't get to have that. Only the person that requested it can have it, and the admins. And I was like, what? Yeah. What's the deal with that? So I think, I mean, I've been in, I can't even count how many. And it's so far the most active one I've been in, and the least toxic. Usually, in my experience personally, when you get in a FiveM server, a lot of the times, you feel like you feel like you're always in handcuffs, if that makes sense. Like you're a civilian, but you feel like you're always being restricted, and
can't do this, can't do that.
Yeah, and I don't feel that or see that with this community, and I think maybe a lot of that has to do with the leadership team, but a lot of it too is just quality people have been joining the community. People that abide by these simple rules and understand that, you know, playing fairly for everyone makes it more enjoyable for everyone. It's been a good time so far.
And yeah, I mean, just building off of that, that was the last server that we were a part of. We joined it. It was just trying to be ran way bigger than what it was. There was just a lot of things that you could just very, very clearly see. And, you know, it's kind of funny how our community, our server just grew together. And in some ways, it just feels like it was all, I don't know, coincidence. Like it was, at the end of the day, like standing where we are right now with the goals that we have, where we want to be and where we've wanted to be since day one. Again, it was just, at that time, it was a dream. Now it's starting to actually feel like this could be legitimate. But when we were all standing there, and then when that progression was starting from the start line, that was something very much where it was like this melting pot, if that makes any sense. Like we had my community, the King, you know, people from the KingMay community, and then we had people from that other server that had the same exact mindset as those of us, and mainly being Cap and I, and I'm if I'm forgetting anybody else, I gotta remember. It was mainly us, and we were in that server, and we were having fun, but there was just things that it's like we just, why couldn't that be a little bit different? We wanted that stuff to be different, but we couldn't control it. We couldn't, you know, take care of that. You know, there was nothing that we could say, nothing that we could do. And there was people there that were feeling the exact same way. And that's where I say that, like, melting pot, where all of a sudden those like minds, we all kind of just gathered together, and we're like, you know, like, this just, we're not happy. Well, why aren't we happy? This is why we're not happy. And, you know, you could sit and you could have that big rant go on from that, right? But we got together and we're like, okay, this is what's missing. This is what we're seeing across the board with a lot of servers. How can we excel in improving from that, building from that? So yeah, not a lot of rules, but respect them, right? Because yeah, we've already had a couple of people joining the server. Like, you're gonna have that, just people that the way that they're acting, some of the things that they'll haul off and say, you know, it's not a vibe, right?
Right.
And then of course they're not following the rules in the first place of what it is that you need to be in the server. So therefore that gives us our, you know, something to fall back to, like, look, you're not fitting in the community, right? So, but that's the thing, we're not searching for that. We want more people to come in, have fun, and just RP with us. That's all we care about. We're not looking to just have people come in and control them or whatever else. We want people to come in. We want to know about your day. Tell us. We want to be friends. We want to grow, and not just grow because of a RP server. Grow because we want to get to know you. We want to meet more people, and we want to just actually care about those people, get to know you, you know, get to know everybody that comes in. Because the more people that you meet, the more that you network. Somebody that you can meet in a FiveM server, they could help you with something else down the road and you don't even know. And it's one of those things where it also makes RP better. We noticed that you know, even if you RP with a small group, that RP could be amazing because of the community base. The fact of, if it's just a few friends hanging out and just simply having fun, it makes for one heck of a great night. And we just wanted to grow that same mentality and just keep that. And that's what we've been focusing on the whole time. So it's definitely been a very cool thing to watch grow, to see so many people that are so like-minded, but yet different, to where it's still just, I don't know, it's been an awesome road, awesome progress so far, and just an amazing experience that makes you very humbling. It's a very humbling experience to see so many people with the same mindset that just want to come in and have fun, and to see the reactions too honestly makes it even better. To have somebody after whatever 2 hours of RP, 3 hours of RP, you know, just hanging out with us afterwards, and we're all like, all right, you know, we're done playing the game, right? And just straight up be like, you know what, for me, never having role played a day in my life, that was seriously a lot of fun. I want to do that again. And to hear that from multiple people, and people being so nervous about, I've never RP'd before. I've never done FiveM RP. I've seen stuff, you know, YouTube, right? But I've never done it. Makes me nervous. Who cares? If it's something about being nervous, who cares? We don't. All we care about is if you want to come in and you want to learn, you know, how to RP, we'll teach you. But really, RP is about a bunch of people getting together on a game and just having a creative mindset. And you are who you are all day long, right? This is your way to express yourself in some different creative form. You could be whoever. You can, as GTA, you can make how many hundreds, thousands characters on there?
Right.
And put a personality to it. You know, it's just, to me, it's crazy. And for people to finally, you know, never RP and then come in and be like, you know what, that was a heck of a lot of fun. I want to do more of that, and I want to express that. Like, that is that's the most humbling thing for me, honestly, to hear, because it's so cool. And to have so many people do that, and then again, building on the fact that it's that community where you come in and you do that, but you're also meeting people that it's like, you know, you're actually pretty cool. Like, what's your name? What do you do? How was your day? What did you know? You had a crap day? Hey, you know, me too. Or, you know what, I had a great day, but tell me about your day. You know, it's, I don't know, it's just been one of those things that is, it's been a really cool road. Very, very interesting road to go down.
Yeah, role play, and it's almost has an improvisational, you know, aspect to it.
Very.
You get to step out of your own shoes for however long it may be, hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it may be, and you get to be whoever you want to be. You get to, and to me, the fun thing is when you're going through a situation and you have a plan, and this is like, okay, cool, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna RP.
The plan never works.
And then the plan never does what you expect it to. That's the most exciting part about it, because you just have to roll with the punches and just go with it. It's like, imagine, if you will, you are a hitman trying to find your target. And
there's another man in server that knows exactly what you're doing.
So he makes it his personal mission.
Yeah.
To just mess with you the whole time. It's honestly, it's so much more fun than if it went to plan.
Just so you all know, I had no clue what Jake's plan was. I had no clue about his video. We hopped in there and we're like, we're both gonna be hitman and we're going after a target. The target is Captain. Sorry, Captain. Whenever you see this, if you hear this, if you see this. But that was our only objective. We didn't really plan anything else. other than me just kind of trailing Cap and trailing Jake, running around the map. Oh, all right, he's going up on that hill. I know 3 different ways to get up on that hill. Let me go mess with him.
it just makes, I don't know, it's refreshing. You know what I mean? It's enjoyable. To have something not go to plan can oddly be enjoyable. I don't know if I'm weird on that, but I think multiple people will understand what I'm trying to get at there.
For me, again, I'm the same exact way. As weird as it may be, again, you know, you work all day, whatever. Some people, you know, whatever the case may be, whatever you're going through, again, hey, RP's tonight. That's my whatever, 2 hours, 3 hours, however long it is. That's an outlet, right?
Right.
And again, it maybe would help if maybe I did kind of explain more about, you know, my I guess how I got into streaming and stuff like that, because that's always been my mentality. You know, as far as, you know, streaming, I kind of dabbled with it quite a bit. I started, stopped, that sort of thing. You know, watched a lot of videos, trying to learn a lot about, you know, how to actually grow it and how to actually, you know, whatever, build off of that. So it's kind of one of those things where I went through enough stuff in life where I finally just decided, you know what, this is my outlet. This is, I want to come home from work and I just want to chill and hang out, and I want to talk to other people, see how their day was. And so I started streaming, and I was just sitting there playing Farming Simulator. And at that time I was doing it 7 days a week. Started meeting people, and I ended up meeting a gentleman by the name of Indigo. He was hanging out on my stream, and meeting him, ended up getting to know him. So I was like, you know what, you've hung out in my stream every day, waiting for me to turn that camera on, literally every single day at the start of my stream. I'm like, dude, you need to come hang out with, like, just come chat with me in Discord, right? Because I'm just doing this every day at that time. I don't now. I got a lot of other things going on, but got to know him. And then through the process of hanging out with him, he's like, hey, have you heard of this person? No, I haven't. Oh, well, is it cool if I invite him in? Yeah, sure, absolutely. That was Luke. You know Luke because he's your moderator on your Discord.
Yep.
So I started getting to know Luke, and, you know, we're just a couple of guys hanging out. And then that just kept growing. Another guy stopped in the stream, and, you know, I unfortunately don't still hang out with him now. We, you know, aren't similar, but through meeting him, I don't know, meeting Cap, and through time, he just reached out to me, and we started talking. He ended up joining in, and there we are. Now we're 4 cool dudes just having a good time, right? And that just kept building and just building and building. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting there and streaming Farming Simulator and hanging out, then meeting people. And hey, do you know this person? Hey, do you know that person? Hey, these two guys just stopped in. They're blowing up my chat right now on stream. Man, some of the stuff that they're saying is pretty funny. Let's bring them in. That's Shane and Ugly. Discord names, of course. And, you know, hanging out with them, getting to know them. It kept growing. Eventually ended up meeting Jazzy, who now Jazzy is our number 1 livery guy. We go to him. He's literally single-handedly, aside from Luke dabbled with the SWAT truck. So Luke did work on that one, and but otherwise Jazzy worked on the pretty much every single livery of, you know, Blink on Sheriff's Department, Sheriff's Department, State Department, Fire Department, EMS, you name it, that has a livery. Jazzy's towing his own tow trucks.
Right.
Made his own custom tow truck livery. He's been doing them all. And if you don't know who that man is, look him up on Google. That man is actually known on Google, if you type his name in, for being a Euro Truck Simulator mod maker.
Yep.
And you know what, just getting to know Jazzy, you know, meeting him through Luke, through these guys, a freaking amazing person to just be around and just talk to. The amount of knowledge that the guy has and just life experience, man, just great overall person, along with everybody else. Every single person in this Discord, in this community, it's been crazy. So that path, right? It started with a person just, I want to escape a little bit when I come home, right? I want to have this place to kind of go to and express myself. Grew into meeting all of these people. And then, therefore, it ended up being like, hey, have you heard of a guy named TheFormalPickle?
Nah, never heard of him.
Nah, never heard of that guy in a day in my life. Who the heck is he? Oh, he just, he does these YouTube videos.
He does the YouTubes.
He does the YouTubes, don't you know? And, Luke was the one. Luke was like, have you heard of TheFormalPickle? Nope. Never heard of it. Well, here's this video. Check it out. All right, I'll check it out. Looked at him like, oh, well, it's pretty good. He's a pretty cool guy. What about it?
Do you happen to know which video it was?
I honestly, I don't want to dig in that dirt because it was one of your non-YouTube videos, like YouTube videos, but not the official release ones.
Yeah.
He's like, you need to check out this bloopers video if you will.
You got the underground bootleg link, did you? Yeah. Okay.
Right away, immediately. Yeah. Yeah. Now they're being released. Now those are the ones that you sent me that you're going back on.
Yeah.
No, I think it was one of your farming sim videos. He just pretty much Luke was like, go check out who TheFormalPickle is. He's a buddy of mine. I've known him for years, and after meeting Jazzy was kind of saying the same thing, and I don't know. I think you and I have talked about that before. I'm kind of like one of those skeptical guys where I'm like,
yeah, all
right, And then I look at the YouTube. Oh, he's got 40-some thousand subscribers. He ain't gonna talk to me. What do you mean? So yeah, it's just meeting these people. That's our community base, right? A bunch of people getting to know and just networking, right? Because you're just meeting new people, and all of us are just like, hey, our day was great. Hey, our day was whatever. Just getting together and just escaping for a little bit, just having some fun, getting to know each other, and here it is. I took a stab in the dark when we started building the FiveM community, and I'm like, hey, Luke, you say that you're this moderator for TheFormalPickle. Is there any way we can just get a shout out? All I'm asking is there any way that just we can one time be like, hey, on this person's Discord, can we get like, go check this out one time, just see if it helps a little bit. Turned into, I don't know, whatever this is,
Well, it's crazy how things, it's crazy how water goes down the hill, or whatever the saying is, right? The stream goes downhill, right? Is that I don't know, man.
Rolls downhill.
yeah. But no, it's crazy because you say, okay, can we just get a one time, like, hey, you check this out if you want, and then it turns into, oh, there's a whole dedicated section in the Discord, and then that turns
into, not expecting
that, and then that turns into, hey, let's get Pickle. Hi, I'm Pickle, by the way. Let's get me on to maybe check it out, do some videos or something, or stream or something. And now here we are. Literally, I mean, we're not that far. Maybe month, 2 months, not even. What do you
Yeah,
say? 2 months max?
I want to say it's been like a month and a half.
Month and a half?
Yeah, I want to say since I asked Luke, it's been about that time range, and I asked Luke, and then it just all of a sudden, it's felt like this snowball.
It's a snowball effect. Right?
Yeah.
But it's crazy where things lead.
About a month and a half. I mean, the whole server growth thing. I mean, that's been months, right?
Yeah.
We've been working on this for months, and we still are. So anybody joining in to the server, just know if there's something that like you're seeing, like, hey, that might be a little messed up or whatever. Just know, maybe just shout it out to us. But I probably have already noticed it, and it's already bothering me. But we're working on its growth. But yeah, it's literally the last month and a half. It's just been like a snowball effect, Well,
and it's like people make networking as this big scary thing when in reality it's just building a community and making friends. Yeah. And you never know where it will lead from there. I mean, here we are doing a podcast dedicated to this story.
Still waiting for our date. I don't know. I don't know when you're taking me out for steak, but it is happening. Jake, I'm not letting that down.
I agree. It's happening at some point.
You already said yes, so it's happening.
For those of you who don't understand, I don't know where the joke even started. Discord.
Oh, I know exactly where it started. You want to know?
Yeah, if you got the story, I don't remember how this started.
All right, so if you guys know Jake and you know who the Formal Pickle is, he has his days every once in a while where he's like, you know what, I just got done recording and I'm just kind of, I'm just going to go hang out in my general chat and I'll shoot it out. Hey, y'all, if you want to come hang out, let's do it. Meanwhile, I'm, KingMay sitting over in KingMay community world with a little gentleman by the name of Luke, and he's like, oh shoot, yeah, Jake's hopping in his general chat, I better go over there and moderate that. Oh man. So I'm like, you know what, let's do it. I'm gonna come over there too, why not? So I jumped over in there, and we're all just hanging out, and people are jumping in trying to say hi to Jake the Formal Pickle and get to know him a little bit, for the little chance that they got, and I don't remember who it was, but their question was, hey, does the Formal Pickle have a girlfriend? And I heard the stutter in Jake's voice, and I was like, yeah, I am. And the awkward silence afterwards of somebody just not knowing how to react to wait a minute, like, and then just to roll with it. Yeah, no, I'm his girlfriend. Yeah, no, he's supposed to take me out on a date, but it hasn't yet. I've been waiting for that steak dinner, and then it's just progressed ever since then.
I think every time I hop in your stream, almost, I think we talk about it. We bring it up. One of us brings it up.
Okay, but not all the time is it our fault. Other people, it seems like my stream time starts at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and usually goes until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, sometimes late. And it seems like that's the exact time that everybody that comes in to say hi, oh, by the way, hang on a minute, I gotta go eat. So I started this joke, and I don't know what happened to me, but it's just kind of one of my things, right? I just, if I notice something, instead of being like weird about it, I'll just make a joke out of it and just roll with it. So my joke now is, if somebody is in my stream and they're like, man, I need to go grab something to eat, I'll be like, what are you bringing me? What are you having for dinner? Well, are you bringing me some? Because I'm hungry. I could definitely go for a dessert, second dinner. So it ain't always our fault. Sometimes it's like everybody in the community. It just seems like, chips in on making all of us hungry. We all start talking about what all of us had for dinner, like getting jealous. Some of us just getting hungry again.
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. I think every stream I've been in, that's happened.
It seems like literally every single stream. And then Saturday morning or whatever, yeah, it was like a Saturday morning last Saturday. Streamed at like whatever, I think it was like 10 o'clock or something, and all of us were talking about food for some reason. Just the topic came up. It wasn't even that nobody was going to eat. We're just
talking about
food.
It's just the thing you talk about in the KingMay community, isn't it? It's the go-to.
Don't hate on it. Just take it in, baby.
So, yeah, we'll have to get to that date sometime. I still owe you one.
Yeah, I do. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know how to dig us out of this hole, man. I'm sitting here like, how do I swing this topic? And I don't have a way.
I just love how I get you so red talking about it.
I don't have a way to swing us out of this topic, man. I don't. I'm sitting here this whole time. I'm like, how do I swing this? How do I segue into the next topic? And I just can't. I can't. There is no way. There's no smooth way other than me bringing up the fact that I can't do it, which opens up the possibility for me to just abruptly go, how about breaking ourselves out of that weird hole? Switching back to the topic of this podcast. Let's talk about the kind of behind the scenes of the FiveM videos. For those of you who have not checked out the FiveM videos, by the way, check it out. Playlist, Southern Justice RolePlay FiveM. Let's talk about some of the behind the scenes to these videos. What was our thought process going into it? How did we come up with the ideas? What are things that happened that people didn't get to see? Which one do we want to talk about first? Which one's fresh in your mind?
I think the freshest one is the Hitman one right now.
All right.
For me. Oh yeah, we can talk about any of them.
No, that's the freshest one in my mind as well.
Let's do the Hitman one first.
All right. So the Hitman episode, it is a plot-driven, slower-paced episode. It was the biggest change in a FiveM video that we've had so far. Granted, we haven't had many, but it is definitely the most different. They're usually very comedy-driven, and this one is funny. Yeah. It's funny, but it's not. It doesn't revolve around fast-paced, stupid comedy. It revolves around the plot and the fact that I am just the world's worst hitman. I don't know how I could. I am. Okay, it's undeniable. But the whole idea, I'll get better. I just need to practice my hitman skills. But the whole idea, the only plan was this. Hey, what if I was a hitman and you were a hitman and we were after the same target, and it was like a competition between hitmen. That's it.
Yep.
There's no other direction whatsoever.
All right, we'll see you later. Were we even in the same? Yeah, we were in the same chat, but
not at the beginning. At the beginning, you were playing another character, and you're like, yeah, I'll join you in like 10, 15 once I get this. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to go around and kill some randos real quick before I get my target. And I butcher that, by the way. I try getting the dude at the motel room, and I walk up to him, and I'm like, I get the switchblade already, right? And I'm walking up, and I put the switchblade away. I'm like, all right, smooth. I just got to tap the button. We're good. I get up. I stop right in front of this guy. I tap the button. Nothing happens. I go, uh-oh. I hold the button. No. I try to go to the switchblade. I have like 10 other things. I'm going through a nightstick. I pull out the nightstick. Up. I pull out a hatchet or something. I'm like, oh, dear. And then I finally get the switchblade. And I go to like shank this guy. And I don't know how, but I miss. And he just bolts to the street. And I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. Watching that was seriously comedic.
Honestly, I'm glad it went. Again, when things don't go to plan, they're even better. Because if I walked up there and just shank, done. Wow, that's not very funny. That's not very cool.
Sweet.
Right? He's like, oh, cool. You shanked a guy. Nice.
Yep.
But
honestly, it was the perfect start though too. Because it seemed like it was definitely one of those RPs where just nothing's going right, and you got to find a way to be creative and get out of the box. All right, how do I recover from this? Right? It was definitely a good start.
And then I spend like, what you guys don't see is that recording was like an hour and 50 minutes, hour 45, probably. At least. At least an hour 45. So like half the time I'm driving around trying to find random pets to kill. But for some reason, because it's like the middle of the night and it's a thunderstorm through part of it, no peds are outside at all. And I'm like, this sucks. I can't.
Nobody's doing anything. It's storming, man.
So finally, I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to go after my target. And I start stalking the guy. First off, I didn't even know where my target was. So I finally figure out who it is. And I hear, oh, he's got a flat tire at Ammunition. That's convenient. I wonder who caused that, by the way.
Yeah, so the best part about that was there was another part of the beginning there where you pulled up, and it was I think the first interaction that you have with Cap that night, and you pull up, you're behind this pickup truck, and you're just sitting there, and you're like, why isn't this truck moving? Well, it's because there's a dead guy in it. And Cap pulls up behind you, and it makes you so nervous, and he pulled around, and then he's like, I need a corner, I need, a tow truck, I need all this stuff. He wasn't even there for you, but you were nervous. And it was funny because my character on the other, the other side of that, where nobody's really seeing it, right? I'm just cruising around on a Harley with this, great looking, gold heavy revolver, and I'm just shooting random people because I was just trying to cause mayhem. My character was all about how can I cause subtle mayhem but create like situations, because I knew that if I'm playing Leo and I roll up and there's just this random vehicle, I'm gonna RP that, I'm gonna stop. We're going to get that vehicle, either, county tow came out, right? Delete vehicle. But I'm going to RP it. I'm going to let dispatch know, and then I'm going to continue on my way. It's a pause. And every single one of those pauses where you're RPing, you're doing something, somebody else is doing something else. And I was trying to elevate that as much as I could. Well, so I just started going around popping AIs, because nobody's going to report that an AI until Cup rolls up, and then you came up behind one. Yeah, and then Ammunition rolls around.
Well, the beautiful thing of it all is while you're doing this, you are progressively creating like a soft set of tension in law enforcement department, right? Because all these dead people are showing up, right?
Yep.
So now they're like, okay, what? They're slightly alarmed, right? They're like, okay, somebody is killing people. So right then and there, you're making my job as a hitman way more difficult. I've never seen the helicopter in the sky so much in my life.
We do have, so we got Air One in roleplay. We got Mad Fly too, but yeah, if things start going haywire, Cap will he'll boogie out, he'll hop in air flight, and he'll just start scoping out all of Sandy to just see if we can take charge as far as, the Leo department. But yeah, so the flat tire, that was the first time that you and I met. And it was funny because, in the video, it's like, all of a sudden he's got a flat tire. How does that happen? You don't just randomly get flat tires in Sandy Shores on a FiveM server, right?
Unless you have that script.
Yeah, we took that out.
Good, because it
was annoying.
Yeah.
It was very annoying. You hit a rock in the wrong place, and it's just, I'm driving down Joshua, and I hit this rock that's on the road, and all of a sudden I got a flat tire that I got to RP that I'm fixing, and I'm in the middle of a pursuit. Yeah. So that flat tire occurred because Captain was RPing with the State Department, because he is the colonel of the State Department. He was RPing that he went to Ammunition and got himself a new revolver as colonel. So he's in Ammunition, lost deeply in the menu, as I realized, because I was driving around my Harley and I see this state vehicle. I'm like, I'm going to mess with this somebody in state, and I'm going to see if I can get arrested. backed my Harley. I'm riding my Harley. I backed it in reverse into ammunition, and I saw Cap's character, and he's not reacting to me, and I revved it, not reacting to me. I'm like, okay, he's in the menu. Something's going on. All right, I'm gonna mess with him. Pull back out of ammunition, shot his back tire, drove away. Next thing I know, you know, he comes out of there, and it's kind of like dark time is arriving, and I'm like, well, we're both going after the same character, and I think at that point you and I had already talked about it anyways. It's Cap. So I'm like, I'm going to stock on Cap. I just shot his tire out. Yeah, I'm going to stock on him. I'm going to see if I can pop a shot on him. So I go to the hotel, and just all of a sudden this car is rolling up behind me, and then that there's the first scene of you and I meeting in that video.
Well, and the beautiful thing is I didn't know you were there. I roll up there thinking, cool, no one is ever just sitting here unless they're doing illegal stuff and they're hiding. No one is ever sitting here. So I roll up. I expect free and clear. I get a clear shot on my target as he's trying to get his tire changed. And all of a sudden, there's this dude in a massive sombrero on a Harley. And I'm like, what are you?
Hola, mi amigo.
I mean, if you've seen the video, you know where it goes from there. But then I don't know where you just all of a sudden amped it up to like 10 in I'm gonna mess with Jake, because you stall me for like 20 minutes. It felt like.
Yeah, it was more than that. And by the time you RP it was more than that.
Yeah. And then I look and he's long gone. I'm like, great. So I drive off finally, and I'm like, I gotta re-find my guy. And then I go to 24/7, and I happen to come across Jazzy with a tow truck, and I'm like, let me just chat him up real quick. And he spills the beans so quickly that he took the car to his shop, and I'm like, okay, cool, maybe I can go stock the car. I was thinking maybe I can put explosives in the car. What can I do here? And then as I'm in the process of trying to set up this whole like elaborate plan, I see over my police scanner, right, aka in-game chat, I see I need another tow truck for another flat tire or something, or I need a tow truck. I don't know what it was for, but it was at Yellow Jack, right?
Yep.
Or whatever the bar is.
Well, he needed something. He pulled into Yellow Jack, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna get position.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the high ground. I'm gonna pull in Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was the first time that you went
to the hill, because you didn't want to be right out in the middle of nowhere. So yeah. That was Yellow Jack on the first time, yeah.
Yeah, so I get up on the hill, and I'm like, this is brilliant. I can put on a scope. I can get this guy from here, and it's going to be clean. No one's going to know. I literally no more than step out of my car. I pull my assault rifle out of my trunk, and I hear the loudest gunshots I've ever heard in my life, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. He's already got my target. I was like, this is...
What's amazing is watching the video, is hearing your reaction in time, right? Because that, again, it's RP, right? All you know is like your side and what you can hear like in game, or if you're hearing somebody in like the Civ chat or whatever.
Right.
So you can only grasp so many angles of this, right? So your reaction, just like, I hear these gunshots and they're kind of down here. He's shooting at my target at the Yellow Jack. That, like, your reaction was perfect, because what really happened was, I'm just an amigo driving down Route 68, and there's a couple of bicyclists, and I'm like, I'm bored. I just pull up my heavy revolver on a Harley, and I'm just boom, boom, just shooting people driving down 68. Meanwhile, Jake is like, oh my God, he's shooting my target. Like, how did he know that my target is right there? I didn't see him. Where was he? Meanwhile, I'm just cruising around 68, And I could have sworn I saw a car like on the top of the hill. Like I saw something and it was literally like blank. And I'm like, screw it. Let's go check it out. So I just cruise up the hill. like there's like a divot or whatever. And I just take my Harley up the hill and I'm just cruising along. All of a sudden I'm like, I saw that car earlier. That's Jake's car. He ain't in his car. Just shot the tire out. We're gonna mess with him then.
It was so perfect because I finally like kind of calmed down a little bit. I was like, okay, now I got to find my target. I gotta confirm he's either already been taken out or I have to, take the opportunity here. So I'm like looking through the scope and I hear a motorcycle behind me. I don't think much of it. I'm like, somebody just, out cruising. And then I hear a gunshot and a pop. And I go, oh, he did not. So
that reaction, by the way, running up the hill.
He did not. He did not.
Seriously, it was the greatest thing.
Just pointing up at the hill, just like, he didn't. No. So I get up there.
Oh, it was awesome.
And I see a flat tire. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Do I have a fix-a-flat? Do I need a tow truck? What do I roleplay here? And then I hear the motorcycle, and I add two together. I'm like, this is the dude from earlier. And I would look around a little bit, and I see you just randomly walk out onto a cliffside. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go warn this guy. Another 20 minutes go by worth of conversation. You shoot a bird randomly while we're talking also. And I'm like, all right.
On my screen, it like flew in between us, and I was like, oh, bird. Like,
you did, but it was just so random. I just
rolled with it because it's RP, right? And normally you don't see that. I'm like, I'm just going to throw this in there and see what happens. See how the reaction comes back. And
well, so I think like, okay, we're all good. I said, I don't want to see you again. You were like, same. I was like, we're good. And I don't know. I don't remember where I go. I go back to like check on the deal, and then I finally get the car fixed. Blah blah blah. Everything else happens. And then it's like, at this point, I go and I hunt someone else because I'm trying to find my target, and I'm not sure where he is. So I'm hunting cops. I'm just hunting any cop, and I'm trying to make sure like, is this my guy? So this is something that wasn't even in the video. But I'm over in like this desert. Someone needed a tow truck again. Jazzy was so busy with tow trucks. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that was you or if that was just
that night. That night he was.
The cop was like, I need a tow truck for a car, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go see who this is. This is my guy. So I'm like staking it out, and then a helicopter ends up above me. So now I'm like hunkered down because I can't get to my car to put my rifle away. And what am I just going to be running around with an assault rifle in the middle of the desert next to a cop car? What am I?
Of that, I think it was a couple of different things going on. I'm pretty sure. So the start of that RP, I was a woman of choice, if you will. I was it's GTA 5. I was a topless woman running around, and I got the cops to chase me. I was just warming up, and I had no idea what I wanted to do that night. So I was just getting warmed up, getting the cops warmed up, sort of thing. So I did that. Well, Hill, one of the other founders, he decided to spin off of that. So you've got Jake being a hitman that night, and then Jake, you reached out to me and we were like, what are we gonna do, dude? Like, so both of us decided to be hitman. Well, then Hill played off of that too, and Hill kind of became a hitman that night as well because he kind of had a go, and he initially started as Leo, but he played into what Hill played off of from Leo, because my character as the topless woman running from the cops at that point, I had taken a boat, blah 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 blah, a bunch of stuff happened. But I was running from the cops, and then I ended up shooting Hill because I had a concealed carry on. I was carrying it in my, my underbreeches. And I killed Hill. So Hill was following up off of that. So what had happened in between that was that a lot of stuff was happening. Hill became a hitman essentially as well, because he was playing that he was getting revenge from like the death of his sister because the cop had shot me.
Okay.
Casey ended up shooting me, right, to get me down because I'm running from the cops. I resisted arrest. I shot a cop. It was bad.
Right.
So Hill played off of that. I'm dead. I'm creating a new character. My character is the brother, or I can't remember how he played it. It was the brother or cousin of that chick. And I'm getting revenge because the cop shot my cousin or my sister, you know.
Right.
So he's shooting at cops. I'm running around. I started shooting at cops because I thought you were.
Right.
I didn't realize that Hill was doing this. So Hill was shotting at cops. And
jeez, it was a busy night.
It was a very busy night. So
a lot of hitmen.
All these shots started like going around, right? So that's where all that chaos, the storm was building from like everyone's like RP coming together. It was nuts.
There was a lot of tension going on, a lot of suspense. I could tell too that the cops were on edge because I saw Air One was in the sky so much, and
Casey switched to that was the start of your video. Casey and Cap, they were all scared, so they all went undercover.
Yeah.
Cap went in the air, and then when he came out of ground, he was undercover. And Casey did the same thing. That's when he busted out the neon,
right? The neon charger,
the hide it, blend in,
right? Totally blended in.
Yeah. I love you, Casey.
It's like okay, and I could tell because like pretty much every stop they were calling out an additional. Every stop, another officer was on their way already, no matter what.
Every time.
Because at one point, Cap pulls me over, and I'm like, this is perfect. I can shoot him here on this stop. We're in the middle. No one drives down, because I was way down by the interstate almost. No one ever goes there. So I'm like, this is going to work perfect. All of a sudden, I'm thinking about maybe doing this, and another cop rolls up. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I cannot catch a break. And then something happens, and I'm leaving there, and I'm tailing the two cops. One cop pulls off. Cap goes left. He's going to the airfield. So I'm tailing him. I end up behind you. Who's tailing him? So there are two hitmen tailing one officer. He gets in a helicopter. I'm like, perfect opportunity to get this guy while he's switching. So I try to get on top of that hill where you popped my tire previously. And surprise, surprise, he pops my tire again. I
rolled back up the exact same way because it's RP. You're third person. You're zooming around. So I'm like, I know Cap likes driving that Silverado every once in a while. I'm pretty sure that's him. Right. So I pull behind, right? And then I spun my camera and I'm looking behind me. I saw your car. I'm like, oh, I have got to be upsetting him right now. This is awesome. Like I literally pulled out at the perfect point. I'm like, okay, how can I play this? Okay. Just play cool, right? Like we're both trailing the same person. I know he's behind him. Let's play it, right? So Cap turns into the airfield. He's doing the switch character. I saw you turn. I'm like, he's going back in the same spot, ain't he? Come on, Jake, you're better than that, dude. So I did the same thing. As soon as you turned, right, I gave it a half second because I knew, like, RP and you're turning, right? So I just gave it. I knew, okay, his camera ain't on me. I hauled, like, I just took off, speeding, went around the corner, pulled up, waited until you got in, and then, like, I knew you were getting comfortable, and I just came out. Boom, blast your tire again. Did I even tell you where I took off to?
No, I don't know where you went.
I knew you'd come looking for me again because of the first time. I took off straight west to the complete opposite end of the airport and then looped back on Joshua. That's where I ended up going.
So then I finally, I'm like, I don't have a fix-a-flat for this. I hotwire thing. I'm like, I'll just go get a tow truck. So I go to Jazzy. He's always there. And I walk up and I'm like, hey, no response. I'm about ready to leave because I see you drive by because you must have just completed your loop. I'm like, oh, I can get rid of him now. So I start running to follow you. And then Jazzy replies. I'm like, oh, I'm stuck here now.
Yep.
So tow truck happens, tire change, lost my target, gotta find him again. I'm pulling down off of the mountain. I don't know where you are. I assume you're off. You already know where my target is. I assume you're like after him or something. So I'm just nonchalant. I'm hunting. I'm leaving onto Joshua or Panorama or whatever it may be there. And I get shot. I get shot at. And I'm like, okay. I ditch the car, and then I try find you. Cannot for the life of me figure out where you are. Pinned down there for like a while. I'm finally ready to leave, and I get pulled over. And then I get detained on this long traffic stop because it doesn't make sense that if I get shot at, I would get out of my car and try to find the guy. They're like, this doesn't make sense. Why are you trying to find the guy? And what I can't tell them is I'm a hitman. He's also a hitman, and I'm trying to get rid of this other hitman because he's making my life difficult. So I'm just like, I don't know, fight or flight response, man. So I get put onto this whole stupid traffic stop. Meanwhile, at the very end of it, it's finally over, and he's like, hey, I gotta let you go. One of my options is getting shot at right now. And I'm thinking to myself, you have got to be kidding me. This man got me tied up on a traffic stop and then went and out. He got my target. He went after my target. Are you kidding me?
Yep. What's crazy? Well, okay. What's crazy is, all you knew was I'm just all of a sudden getting shot at.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went to Jazzy's. You saw me drive by.
Yeah.
Because I figured he's probably going to be trying to get, I'm just driving around at this point. Drive by, I see you, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, I kind of took off because I didn't know if you were going to try and shoot me now at that point.
I was going to, but then Jazzy said, hey, and I'm like, I can't shoot a man in front of a witness.
Yep. So I just took off, and I'm just driving around. I think I went back down 68. I was doing the same thing. I was just shooting AIs and stuff, just messing around, trying to cause mayhem. I drive back around again, and I noticed that you weren't there, Jazzy wasn't there, and his truck wasn't there. And I saw his lights at the top of the hill. And I'm like, okay, he's distracted. I literally pulled in right behind you guys, pretty much. Like, it was a gap, a little bit of a gap, but I pulled in behind it. And I just kind of came partway up the hill, found a brush, like just a shrub, parked my bike in it so you couldn't see it. And I just started sneaking up the hill slowly. So as soon as I heard you start up the car, I just ran up to the top of the hill because I knew you wouldn't even look.
No.
You're pulling down. I knew you're like, oh, dude, he's got to be fuming right now. Like, I just shot out his tire twice in a row. Right? Everything's going to chaos. I'm like, this is perfect. I know he's going to be turning right back down by the airport. Right? So I pulled out my sniper and I just waited. Like, right, I was RPing because I'm driving a Harley and I got the saddlebags. I was RPing that I had one of them like foldable snipers.
Right.
So I just pulled it out. I just sat there and I waited. Saw your car come up and I'm like, yep. And I took the shot, and the first one I could see it ricochet on the top of the car. I'm like, oh shoot! Like, I was aiming for the tire. I thought on the second shot it hit, and I'm like, oh my God, I just got his tire again. Like, he's got to be absolutely fuming. I watched the video and I was like, oh no, I missed the tire. I think I hit the rim or something. I'm like,
you hit the rim.
But right in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I just hit his tire again. I just exploded his tire. He's got to be so mad that I just saw you stop. I thought you were in your car just like fuming.
I was mad. I would have been very mad if you got my tire. I'd be like, you have got to be kidding me. I would have gone to the store and bought bulletproof tires from some black market dealer or something. I was like, 3 tires in one night.
But yeah, that's and then so I got you tied up with that because I thought I had you pinned down. I thought you were in your car. And I just wanted to mess with you, so I just started taking pop shots. I didn't realize you got out. Until I saw the video, I didn't realize you got out of the car. You were trying to search for me, so Thank God that I put the suppressor on. And
Well, yeah. Okay, so I also couldn't get my rifle out from the trunk because you had my car pinned.
I was shooting at it.
Yeah, so I was like, all I've got is my handgun just bailed to the rocks. So I'm like, I
Yep.
can't, if he's far away, I don't know where he is. He has to be close for me to be able to do anything with his handgun.
Right.
And then, the whole deal happens. I get stopped. I don't know where you go from there. I don't know how any of that happens. I just know you go after
Took
my
off
target.
down the hill. I was going down 68. I was messing around shooting AIs, and I could have sworn I saw a cop car, and I'm like, oh shoot, and I kind of like took off. I got away because I'm in a Harley. It wasn't modded at all, but I was still in a Harley. I kind of got away for a second, came back, and I think I had literally just shot a Civ messing around again, coming back down 68. And I looked to my right, like not even a second later, and there's Cap sitting there in the car.
Oh.
And I'm like, I'm getting pulled over. Shoot. Like, I know he probably had just caught me speeding, like on his speedometer. I'm probably on his radar. He probably just heard that gunshot. Like, oh boy. Oops. I'm going to jail now. So I'm coming down 68. Cap's trailing behind me. I pull it in the motel. He comes up in there, and all I see is him drive past, and I'm like, okay, he's gone. Well, I come in there, and I'm just trying to hang nonchalantly by the AIs, where you were earlier at the beginning of the video.
Right.
Yeah, at that time of day, they weren't so nice because there was two of them, and they had handguns, and they started shooting me, and I'm like, come on, man. Like, I'm literally just trying to hang out with you guys, and you're shooting me. So they start shooting me. There's the gunshots. I'm like, okay, now I need to defend myself because I'm going to die. I start shooting them. Well, Cap, on the meantime, all he did was pull to the other side. He heard the gunshots. He was immediately right on me. I'm like, okay, now I'm running. I need to run. I take off. And I think at that point, that's when Casey got called because Cap was like, gunshot, shots are being fired, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Okay, I just need to turn around. Like, I need to try and shoot him or something. I need to get away. So,
well,
yeah, that's.
And then, so I tail Casey as he heads over there, right? Because he's like, my officer's getting shot at, and I can add 2 and 2 together, and I'm like, yeah, that's my target. That's both my targets right now. So I tail him, and I pull off, and I get up on the hill. I get my rifle out, and I'm looking down. I see the car, and I'm like looking around. I'm like, where are they? I see a sombrero over the freaking fence, just running, and I'm like, that's my problem. I'm gonna kill him. You run through a fence, not over a fence, through it. And
okay, on my screen, I jumped over.
And what you'll notice there's a cut in the video because I could have shot you while you were in the wide open there, but I didn't know if you were just RPing that you were dead and you were just clearing the scene. So I get on Discord and I ask you real quick, are you RPing that you're getting away, or what's I don't want to shoot you if you're just trying to get off the scene, right?
Yeah.
There's no response. At this point in time, you're on top of that building over there on the other side, the gas station or whatever it was. So I'm like, no response. I'm shooting this guy. So I take a couple shots. You hide.
Yep.
The whole shootout happens. You kill me. I don't even get my target. It was a mess.
I had no idea what I was going to do. I did hear you. Like, I heard you in my ear, but I was trying to think because I think you had shot in, and I think we're like, what is going on, right? And I think I just briefly said, like, I'm down on MRP, and this is kind of where I'm at or whatever.
Right.
But that was after I didn't know, right? I didn't realize why you asked that because you had been I didn't realize you were trailing Casey. I didn't know any of that side of it.
Yeah.
So I had no idea what I was going to do. So I heard you. But I didn't respond because I was like, what the heck am I going to do? Like, I'm RPing this. Like, I'm down. Okay, my heart rate's coming back. Okay, I'm getting up. I'm running. Like, I'm going to try and do something. Like, I'm RPing that my heart rate is coming back. They're checking the dead bodies on the other side. Like, oh, no. that I'm just running. All of a sudden, I watch my health bar go from full to like sliver, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now.
Dude, I shouldn't have burst. I burst shot the assault rifle. I should have just laid into you. If I was a sliver away, gosh dang it.
You were literally a sliver. I watched my health bar, and I was just so happy that all you took was a burst, because like it gave me a chance, and I'm like, oh my god. So I have Cap coming at me right now. Casey's got to be coming at me at some point, because I know he's, they're relaying, they're cops, like they're on the radio together.
Now there's a hitman.
I'm being hunted. Now I'm being shot at by at that point I was like, I don't know who. Somebody's shooting at me. I'm getting chased by a couple of cops. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out, man.
Well, going through my head is, if I shoot this guy, I am on top of a hill, plain as day, because I can't lay down. Yeah. At least I didn't know if it's like if I could hold the gun and do like sunbathe and still aim. So I was like, I can't lay down. That would be really nice to be able to lay down, by the way. So I'm just like crouched on this side of a hill, plain as day. I'm like, if I shoot at you and I don't get you, then you'll know where I am, and then the cops will know where I am, and then they'll shoot at me, and then I'm like, I don't have cover here. Yep. It was a hot mess. Again, like the whole thing of nothing goes to plan, and it makes it so much better, because you just have to roll with it, and it makes it so much more enjoyable for you and for like content. When nothing goes right, I don't know why, but it's just like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next?
And that, again, like, if you want to bring it full circle, right? If you bring it full circle, exactly what I was talking about at the beginning, right? It's one of those things where, man, RP is a place to escape, right? But even in RP, you've got all these people, and they're trying to like do these scenarios, right? You're trying to like, I'm gonna be this character, I'm gonna do this thing, right. But then stuff starts happening, and exactly like that Hitman video, it feels like, oh shoot, nothing is going right, while meanwhile, on other sides, maybe things are going right, because on my side of it, I'm just I was like the mayhem guy,
right?
I'm the insurance guy
from the commercials. Yep. Yeah, I'm mayhem.
I'm mayhem, dude. Like,
I'm mayhem,
right?
So, like, KingMay insurance and be protected from mayhem like me.
Perfect implement of that, by the way. Still making me jealous. But so right until the end where I'm like, oh shoot, now nothing is going right for me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know what to do. But it's funny because all of us are playing this video game and we're role playing, but yet it's the same exact things of life. Life comes, life hits you, right? Stuff happens to you, and you don't know what to do sometimes.
Ain't that the truth?
And what do you have to do? You got to figure it out. At the end of the day, you can point fingers, you can blame, you can do a lot of things. You can try and run, you can try and hide, you can do all these things until you finally realize, I just got to face it and I got to figure out how to correct it. And it's funny because, to me anyways, like, that it's the same with RP. You come in, you're having fun with these people, you're networking, you're getting to know them, right? And you're trying to escape from your day. But even when you're escaping from your day, you're playing a video game. And even when you're doing that, you're still learning things, right? It's a way to just express yourself. But at the same token, you can learn amazing things just from having fun and RPing and playing a game. Yeah, and you never know
the friendships that'll come out of it too.
Yeah,
which is crazy. Okay, I don't know. I think we've talked about behind the scenes of that video very, very well. I don't know if we really want to go in depth too much on other ones tonight, but I do want to just mention the whole thing about how nothing ever goes to plan. Every single one of my FiveM videos, that's literally the theme. Nothing goes to plan. I don't know if if anyone's picked up on that, but the very first one, I was trying to get arrested as Leland. I was doing some pretty illegal stuff. I jumped an ATV on top of a gas station. How do you not get arrested for that? And I'm
pretty sure a cop drove by you too, and it may or may not have been me, and I didn't even see you.
Multiple times, and I could not get arrested. So I'm like, okay, this didn't go to plan. And then the next one, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try drive real fast in a Prius and get in a pursuit in a Prius. That'll be hilarious. Can't get a pursuit to save my life. I get hit by AI traffic and get life lighted. I'm like, that didn't go to plan. Then I'm like, okay, let's do a pursuit in a semi. I'm just trying to get pursuits, man. That's what I was trying to open up the whole FiveM stuff with.
And then you blow up your whole trailer.
And I hit the train bridge, and I blow up the trailer. I'm like, and then you show up, and I'm like, okay, nothing goes to plan. It's the theme of the FiveM, man. Nothing goes to plan. That should be the motto.
Does. But also, it's funny because it like I said, it just challenges you. It challenges you. Right? You got to figure it out.
But I feel like it makes, it makes the RP and the content better when it doesn't go to plan.
So much better.
And I also want to just note, earlier you said I was a hitman, you were a hitman, Hill was a hitman. Why is it that every time I have an RP idea, everybody has that idea? Because I kid you not, I'm doing the deal where I'm trying to run in a semi, and guess what I come across? Another dude running in a semi, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me right now.
Wait, who was running the semi?
I don't know, but it was another Civ just driving like mayhem in a semi. It was a KingMay truck, by the way. It was one of yours.
It was one of my the Kenworth.
Yeah, the Kenworth. It was the Kenworth.
Yeah.
And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And then the Prius deal. There was something similar that had happened with the Prius. It wasn't like direct similar, so it was all right. But I don't know. It's just weird how things work out, man.
None of that I ever knew anything about.
You didn't?
So that makes it even more funny because I don't know how Hill all of a sudden got that idea. My guess is with all of Hill's experience of all the RPing that he's done before. Like, he's been Leo director before. He's done this. He's been around the block. My guess is he probably put it together.
What was going on?
Fairly, I don't know. He had to have. I don't know.
I think they all had. I think they all had.
Hill is good. It's nuts, right? Hill is amazing with that.
Yeah.
He will. Some of the crap that he comes up with, just out of nowhere, it's like, how did you think about doing that? Like, how?
You know what I'd love to do? I'd really love to test the law enforcement officers' investigative skills in a series of episodes that lead into each other. Like, it could even be our Cookie Bros, where we try to build a crime syndicate, right? But they have to have a full investigation going on over multiple RPs. I wonder how much information they will retain, and you know what I'm trying to say?
All right, that one we got to talk about after the podcast, because it's weird how you brought that up. It's just like RP, dude. I've already got some recordings of something.
Oh, okay.
But we're not going to give anything away. But that could definitely be some content leaders into that.
I like it.
I'm gonna say yes.
Awesome. We'll have to talk about that more. But I think we've reached a great end of the podcast here. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
I think this was a good one. It was a fun one. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, make sure that you like it. Make sure you follow the podcast, wherever you listen to your podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it may be. If you want to see our beautiful, beautiful faces, at least KingMay's beautiful face, then check out the video on YouTube if you wish. Thank you all for coming out, hanging out. If you will, check out KingMay. His information will be in the info box down below, wherever you may be listening to this. Help him out. Give him a follow everywhere. everywhere. I'm talking everywhere. I don't know what all he's got, but just follow him everywhere. Let's help him out. Awesome guy. FiveM server's great, and we're gonna have a lot of good content coming out in the future. I'm loving FiveM, dude. I've had 2 videos a week on it recently. I think people that watch the FiveM love it, but people that want farm and sim are like, we need more farm and sim. But I think slowly it's gonna be more acceptable if we just keep rolling with it. I've been having a lot of fun. So this was a good one. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for coming on, King. We'll have to do some more of this in the future. Until next time, I'll see you all later.